As the Israelites were on their way to the Promised Land, we know that the Lord was aware of the enemies that were threatening them, all of them, just as he is aware of all the enemies that are currently threatening you. We know that God wanted the Israelites to know that their enemies had an enemy, and a very powerful and loving one. God was their enemy's enemy, which meant that God was their friend, just as he is your friend. God also wanted the Israelites to know something about their enemies. He told them that he wasn't going to drive them out all at once. It would be at least a year before they would all be gone, which would mean that they would have to do something very difficult. Wait. They would have to wait. Just as we have to wait right now for so many good things, to return to us for so many good things that we're hoping for. It's hard to wait. But God told the Israelites the reason for their waiting. He said that if he drove out the enemies all at once, all from the land all at once, then the land would become instantly desolate and wild animals would come in and take over, and that would create all sorts of new threats that they would have to deal with, and God wanted to spare them from those additional threats. He also told them that by waiting over a long period of time, God would be gradually building their strength, kind of like an acorn gradually grows into an oak tree. God knew that the best way to create growth that sustains over the long term, is to create it gradually. And we know that God is doing that for us too. It's exactly what he promises to do, to work all things for our good, to make us stronger and make our faith stronger as we wait through these difficult things. But there's something else I want you to think about when it comes to waiting, and it's this. Can you think of an example of anyone in the Bible who ever waited on the Lord and ended up being disappointed? Was Noah disappointed at the end after he had to wait on the ark for all those days? Did Job end up disappointed after he had to wait through a lot of suffering, after he lost his wealth and his property and his health and his family? No. Do you think your own loved ones who have already died in faith, you think they were disappointed when they walked into heaven? No. God has never disappointed anyone who has ever waited for him in faith. Waiting is hard for us, just as it was for Israel. But the Lord wanted them to know that they didn't need to be afraid of their wait. And neither do you. Neither do you. Rest well tonight, my friends. Your wait will be worth it.